Welcome back, everyone. Now, after all this work in analysing our pendulum experiment, let's go back to our theory one more time. So right back here, we figured out that the gradient of our trend line would equal 4 times pi squared over g. There it is. We could transpose the value of b and the value of g in this equation and come up with g equals 4 times pi squared divided by the gradient. We can use the gradient of our trend line to get an experimental determination for gravity, 4 pi squared over gradient. Let's do that. Now, before I do, I'm just going to make a note that this is an experimental value of gravity. And here's my formula. 4 times. Now in Excel, we access the value of pi by typing pi and putting a pair of brackets, and I had to square that because it was 4 times pi squared, divided by the gradient is that number there. Wow, 9.8. 9.81. I honestly did not set this up. That is my experiment data coming out at 9.81. Quite happy with that. Of course I'm happy with that. So there's my experimental gravity value. Now, what about an uncertainty for that? Well, let's go back to our theory once again. I am calculating gravity by a series of multiplications and divisions. It's 4 times pi divided by b. So remember, when we multiply and divide measurements, just up here, when we multiply and divide, we add the relative uncertainties in order to get the relative uncertainty in the answer. Now, of course, the only measurement here is the value of b. 4 is not a measurement, and pi is not a measurement. There's no uncertainty in those. So really, it just comes down to the relative uncertainty in g equals the relative uncertainty in b. There it is. I could, of course, multiply gravity onto the other side of this equation. So the relative uncertainty in gradient multiplied by my experimental value of gravity would be the uncertainty. Let's do that. And I'll put that in here. Now, relative uncertainty. It'll be, remember, I'm using a scale factor of 5 times my uncertainty divided by the gradient there. So far that is my relative uncertainty, and I hit the wrong button, sorry. I'll go back into there and go multiply by my experimental value of gravity. Now that's my propagated uncertainty. My value of gravity experimentally is, and I might just add one more decimal place to that, is 9.81 plus or minus 0.40 newtons per kilogram. Definitely consistent, no doubt about that. I could always do this as a relative uncertainty as well. So let's copy that. And down here, we will have this one as a fraction of this one and expressing that as a percentage. So it's 4.1%. Very happy with that. So that concludes the analysis, and that's the pendulum experiment. Thanks for watching.